Hello and welcome to another episode of In the Studio. Today I'm joined by Sheila Halliwell, who's going to show us this great upcycling project, perfect for Easter. Hi Sheila, welcome along.
Thank you.
Now you've got a lovely Easter project for us, but it might be a surprise to viewers as to what you've used to make this.
Yes, actually, we thought we'd do a little bit of upcycling, so we've just used a regular square tissue box for this project.
Fantastic.
So first of all, what we need to do is to create the window, I'm going to put a little piece of acetate inside. So I've put tape in there already. I'm going to take the backing off the tape, and then we are going to place a piece of acetate, which I've already cut to size. So what we do is just press that down inside, and there you can see now we have our little window.
Splendid.
Okay. What I should say as well at this point, if you're going to cover this box with some paper, the best thing to do is before you put the window in is to actually draw onto your paper. You can put your paper here, turn it over and draw through the other side to create that half circle, and then you know then it's going to be even.
Perfect.
Now what we also want to do is make it look nice and tidy inside. So I'm going to take some panels of card, which I've already cut here, and these will all slot inside, one on each side, and then it makes it nice to look at in there.
Okay.
But what you do need to do before you actually start to decorate it is we need to cut a window.
Okay.
And this is going to hide the acetate on the inside. So previously I've actually drawn through the window, making a template, and this piece is going to be cut out now.
Okay.
The easiest thing to do is just to start cutting the section away from the centre, and then we can neaten it up once that bit is taken out.
Okay.
And then I'm just going to carefully go around the outside of the line. If you go along the inside, you'll probably find that a little bit of that green card will show through your front window. So the best thing to do is just go around the outside of it, giving you a little bit more of a gap. We can just check to see how that fits, and that should just slide in there quite nicely. And it doesn't matter if you do have a little overlap anyway, because we're going to be decorating it with something at the front, so that will hide any slight imperfections that you may have.
Good, good.
Okay, so we're going to tape that into there, mainly because, again, I'm putting it onto the acetate, so I need to make sure that it's going to stick in place and not move. Okay, so now we've got our little section inside there, lovely. So that's nice and neat. So what we're going to do now is take some glue, and because these are going to be stuck on the inside of the box here, I can glue these.
Okay.
Okay. And then we've got all our little pieces tucked inside. So the next thing to do is to decorate the outside of the box. Apply some glue, first of all, onto the box, and start by sticking one of your panels onto there. Okay. So I'm going to put it to about halfway along the front section. Press it down, and then once it's stuck in place, you can actually follow the folds of the box. Okay. So you know it's going to sit nice and tight against the folds. Yeah. And then again, repeat that. So we turn it around and we add some more glue again. And then once that panel is in place, we can then add this panel.
Okay.
Okay. So we're going to do exactly the same. So we'll start here and let them overlap so we don't have any gaps. Okay. And we are going to just add glue here. And then what I'm going to do here, I don't want to take that round because it makes the box too thick. So what we're going to do now is actually trim this section off here. And because we brought our first panel round, it means we can kind of cut to the edge of that, and it gives a nice neat finish. So now what we want to do is we want to cover the bottom section. Okay. So the best thing to do is to fold it a bit like you do when you're wrapping a present. Oh yeah. Okay, and squeeze in your corners like that, and then again. Okay, so now we've got the bottom section nice and neat. So what we'll do now is we will tape that down so that that's tidy, and obviously it holds in place. So I'm going to just lift those back up again, add a piece of tape on there, and then we can do the fold. Okay, like that. And pokey tool to take the back off there. Okay, press that down. And then you can see that that's nice and neat. And then what we can do as well, we can cut a nice little panel of paper to put on the bottom there as well, so it all matches. So we'll do that now, and then we know that's in place. And we can now sit that on the bottom of there, just to make sure it's tidy.
Lovely.
Okay, so you see now we don't see any of those folded edges. So now we come to the top bit. Now you'll see that I left the little panels on here when I actually covered it. So now what I'm going to do is take the tape off here, and I'm going to fold those panels down. So they give a nice clean edge along the top.
Oh yes.
Okay, and same with this one. So we'll trim a little section off there, and as long as that doesn't show through, and we'll just check that it doesn't show through there. If it does, we can trim a little bit more off. No, that's perfect, that's good. Okay, so now what we're going to do is, like we did with the section underneath at the bottom, we're going to fold it in like this, so that we can then make a nice neat finish around the top. So fold it all the way in, and then we'll pop a little bit of tape under those edges just to hold them down. Okay.
Nice.
So you can see it's starting to come together now. Now we need to make a handle for it. So what we're going to do is, I've taken an inch strip of our nice thick Peppermania acetate, and we're going to use a nice length of the adhesive crochet border. This is perfect because it's already got the double-sided tape on the back.
Oh yeah,
so
that is handy. I'm going to worry about how you're going to adhere it.
Yeah, so just peel it away, but don't peel the whole section off. It's best to do a little bit at a time. And obviously with acetate, you can't always quite see the acetate. So if you just do a little bit at a time, you know, then it's going on there straight. And then what we're going to do now is we're going to place that inside the box. So I'm going to use some double-sided tape.
Okay.
So again, the Stick It strong tape, this is the best one to use for this. Place it across the crochet border, and then the same on the other side, and then this will stick inside the box. So we're going to go along about halfway along, like that. Okay. And then the same here. Okay, and then we have another piece of the crochet border, so we're going to actually put this along on the inside, so it hides the paper that we've just folded over, and also it will attach across the handle, making it a little bit more solid.
That's good.
Okay,
very nice.
So then you can see that it's nice and tidy around the inside as well.
Fantastic.
Okay, so what we want to do now is we want to decorate around the window. This is an old technique which I think we've all used when we were young children, which is to actually just tear squares of tissue paper and scrunch them up, and then just stick them on with tacky glue. So what we can do is, if I get some glue on here, Katie, maybe you can help me stick them on, because it can take quite a while. So we just sit them in the tissue, and it doesn't matter if it slightly overlaps the window, because it makes it a little bit more fun to look inside then. So we can leave that to dry, and while that's drying, we're going to attach a couple of bows. So again, beautiful ribbon from Nature's Gallery.
Beautiful, isn't it?
And you can use this both sides as well, you know, it looks nice either side. So I'm going to just tie a bow again, so we have one on either side. And the trick is, if you want to actually have all the same colour on one side, as you are going to push it through the loop, is to actually give it a twist, so that then when you pull that through, the whole bow is of the same colour. You know, I know sometimes you try it and you end up with a patterned side and a plain side.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, my bow isn't right. But if you just do that little twist, you'll find then that it's the wrong side is on the wrong side.
That's very good.
Okay.
I don't have a problem with that.
And then we're going to stick these onto the sides here. What I will suggest is that either you could use a couple of pegs to peg it in place, or you can actually just lay it down. So that way the weight will sit on that one and that one stays where you put it as well. Okay, so the next step is to create our greeting, which says Happy Easter.
Okay.
And what we've done here is we've used some of the Nature's Gallery adhesive alphabet stickers.
Ah, yes.
And what I've done here, I've used some acetate strips, and if you peel the backing off so that it reveals the underside of the letter, which is sticky, and then stick the acetate against the letter, and then we're going to pop that onto a piece of cream card, textured Paper Mania card. So that then holds the acetate, and then we can just trim around that letter. And then because these are a little bit fiddly to stick into an individual area, each one, then what I've actually done is put these onto a rectangle and I've taped them inside the rectangle. So you could still use those on something else. You could put them into another basket or a bowl of fruit or a bowl of eggs or whatever you want.
Definitely.
But it means then you've got your lettuce and they're not going to disappear and you're not going to lose one.
Yeah, I really like that idea.
So what we do now, I've taken a rectangle of card, folded it in half, and this is just a scrap, and then we've put 3 lines of tape in. So what I'm going to do is just pop these letters next to each other like that, so they kind of stand up freely.
Brilliant.
And then we can close that up. We can move them along a little bit like that once it's closed up. And then we have our Easter sign. So we have the Happy Easter. Okay.
Very nice.
So the next thing to do is we have a couple of the butterflies, and these were from the Ultimate Decoupage kit, the A4 kit. So, and these were spare butterflies, so I've just popped these out. What we're going to do now is place them just around the window. So we're going to have one here. And then once they're dry, we can manoeuvre the wings a little bit more, but we just need to leave them to set. And then what we can do is we can fill the basket with raffia.
Okay, so obviously you pop your raffia in there and some eggs, and then you've just sort of nestled these in, haven't you?
Yeah, so if you wanted to move those, if you wanted to put a big egg in there, you could put a big egg at the back and then put your lettuce to the front. And because they're going into the raffia as well, it means you can kind of jiggle them about and then stand them up.
Yeah.
You can even stick them to the inside of your box if you want to.
Oh yeah, you could easily, couldn't you? Yeah, definitely.
But then you can alter the height as well, so.
Fantastic. Brilliant, what a great idea. If you've enjoyed Sheila's project, why not pop over to docrafts.com and leave us a comment letting us know. You can also find a full list of everything she used to make her project. If you've been crafting, why not upload your own makes to docrafts.com, where you can also see projects made by lots of other crafters. If you're after inspiration, why not pick up a copy of Do Craft's Creativity magazine? You can find loads of great spring and Easter ideas in there as well. Until next time, happy crafting.